Rangsakni takoksong bukoksong norok tai tongo tabuk TMB News and Entertainment Channel.
Who is not only dynamic, his mind and his heart is very, very good. From my experience, I have been serving this institute for last 20 years. I have found present director as the most adorable, particularly for me. I don't know for others. He's a very good person, very supportive, very cooperative, very understanding. आज भी मैंने बोला कि सर CRTD का कोई सीट फंडिंग नहीं है, पिछले करीब 9 साल हो गया हमारा, तो कम से कम थोड़ा बहुत 10-15 लाख देने से सर कम से कम ईयरली कुछ हम कर सकेंगे. सर ने राजी हो गया, उसके लिए सर we are very much thankful. Please give a big clap. Thank you very much, sir. And we hope to get a lot more support from our director, sir. Really, to have this kind of personality in our campus we are really blessed to have. I'm also thankful to Rajiv sir, Dean of Academic Affairs, for sparing his valuable time and giving us this moment with us. Thank you, sir. And of course, I must thank my chairman, Professor Umesh Mishra ji. Thank you, sir, for cooperating, for guiding us in every respect. जब हम लोग दूसरे रास्ते में चला जाते तो सर बुला के लाते हैं कि इसी रास्ते में चलो, रास्ता दिखाने के लिए सर we are very much thankful once again. ऐसा ही हमें गाइड करते रहिए ताकि हम भी और आगे बढ़ सके. And I must thank all my students, the degree recipients. Without your presence, without your participations, this program is almost incomplete. And wish you all the best and good luck for future endeavor. And of course, we know that this hall is very big hall. And I must thank all my students participants for filling up these halls and accompanying us to make this program a grand success. With your kind support and smiling faces, this program I find that is really a successful one. And of course, I must thank the media persons for covering this today's event, who have come all the way from Agartala and different other places also. Thank you once again, and we hope that this news will come out in a colorful manner after a short while. Thank you once again. And I must thank all other helping hands who may not be seen in the hall, but they have cooperated us, the account sections, other HODs, deans. They have really helped us in supporting this program, in organizing this program. And last of all, I would like to convey my heartfelt thanks to my CRTD team members for your kind cooperation and support. Last but not the least, my active volunteers who have worked day and night. Without your support, this program couldn't have been a successful one. So hope to see you all with full vigor and support in the forthcoming programs also. So with these few words, once again I thank you all. Thank you.
Now, I would also like to receive Professor S.K. Patraji, Honorable Director, NIT Agartala, with Erisa and bouquet.
Pilano, Kulumunga Haparo, Tayani Hambayafaro, Naitong Naitakutai Bukusono. Tinisung 6th Convocation Playo, KOKBOROK Certificate Program, NIT Agartala. Engkau tini sini chief guest ngi Paimandaka Sri Ravindra Kumar Samalji, Chief Conservator of Forest Tripura government ni sini President Honorable Director Sir Naiti Agartala ni Professor Sarar Kumar Patra aboni loge phaiman jaka Professor Umesh Mishra Chairman CRTD gatai Professor Rajiv Saha Dean of Academic Affairs program phaiman jaka tini 31 জন sini certificate recipients rong no certificate ya farjaka abono karibo tini sini week long janjatiyo gaurav divas bo palajak tong omoka tini main program.
Now, I would also like to receive Professor Umesh Mishra ji, Chairman, Center for Rural and Tribal Development, NIT Agartala.
Sir, oboto NIT Agartala Engineering College. KOKBOROK ni language no. Tripura atau Tipra. Oji language no. Frunzak mani. Aku hitam nasiki.
Orang ini Cini Tipraha, first of all, Sungka Tripura Jati. Cini Jati ni bungbai na cini hani bung payo. Cini Jati ni bungbai na cini kok. Mane Tripura Jati, Tripura Ha, Tripura Kok. Omong kan ini live omong omah kan? Piog na kan ke? Oh bisa bu manai. Piog na kan ke omah ke manus. Oh nai mana? Oh bisa available tongo. Ani agono manai. The Tripura language. A collection of historical records from 1841 to 1903. O record oro jotto man bai nai. Obono nai kangke clear ring thang bai nai. Sini kok ni bumung tam tong mani. Jeng sabu tong mani. Tam tong mani oro kabang ma sujak tong. Omo nai kangke clear ring thang ono. Ika takuk te bukuk song norong nang koi nai. O boy o bijap ani yago man thogo. Norong nang kangke ang bai contact lidi. Kok rohodi ang norong no supply runai.
Abo research session kaitani Tripura hastini bobo mutai rokni bumu discover ngas.
Oro to age je chini mutai tongmani je tabu je 14 devata mani. Ha. Abo ke sini Tripura rokni main mutai. Oro Tripura rok saboba. Ang to tabu Debdula Tripura ni ang to jatina no sui tongka. Abo chini historical ni chini identity tongmani. O Tripura jati ni bisingo tabuk je tabuk kabang ma sarni manai tabuk preseno India by marching ma lo tabuk riang ombok Tripura jat ni kaisa clan Jamatia Kolui Rupini Munasing Nuatia tabuk je present de Burma sinai ek om haike sing noita clan tong tabuk omlo to Tripura jat mane Tripura ni ha bagra karon chini jat ni bungbai na chini o hani bungbo phayo tasing tam sabba sini jatni bungu either by location or by profession by ngo engka sini jatni ti project mane apa sini location by sini jatni bungu phayo.
Now, I would also like to receive Professor Rajiv Sahaji, Dean of Academic Affairs, NIT Agartala, with Arisha and bouquet.
The inauguration of the program by lighting the lamp by our chief guest, Sri Ravindra Kumar Samanji. I would also like to request other
event on a harmonious note, we have the opening song. Let this melodious beginning fill the atmosphere with joy, positivity, and cultural fight. Please put your hands together for our performers as they take us on soulful musical journey.
Wah, kita sini semua ni anu kini o institute tani o kogno pernggak tongka. Orang kifil finai tesa. O institute pernggak mangka tasing yang sama kogka sini live money simicing oro Tipra rok tong mambai. Oro kasa National Institute do language. Tahun ini English language by oro pernggak tong. Joto bijap sujak to English by no pernggak. Ngake sini hao mainly tabuk kok kene majorly speaking khlaijago sadak tongo bangla kok kaisa Tripura kok kaisa tabuk जों KOKBOROK tab no hingke o kok no fuarna bagai tisana bagai national level international level lo fuarna bagai o step no personally angno initiative nakha 2017 ni simi initiative nagai jeni ageni aprok director tongmani professor Gopal Mogaraya bo permit khlaika obni sikang former governor PB Acharya bo press note khlai saklai rekha je joto institute dogo o language no phungjang nang thung nei ke omo hai support manai angbo khatung khaja tong thokjagai ang o no program na cheng rekha certificate course 2 semester ni certificate course khlai ke omo hai kana jeng ta khlai bai 6 বছর কাখা সার্টিফিকেট কোর্স ডিস্ট্রিবিউট খাইমানি যিনি পাসিং আউট মানে স্টুডেন্ট রক কনভোকেশন যে প্রোগ্রাম দङ তাবো बेखौ हायकलनो गोबां मानसिफोरा ओ सार्टिफिकेट कोर्स एनरोल खायो साइमन नक जतो साइमन जे एनआईटी आगरतला कायसा नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट और ऑल ओवर इंडिया नि सराइरक फाइ परिबायो केरला नि सिमी काश्मीर नि नॉर्थ ईस्ट नि सिमी गुजरात नि जतो सराइरक फाइ परिबायो के हायकनो बरक बचिनि कक जे तिप्रा कक न बरक सिरंगै हामजागै सिरंगै थां सार्टिफिकेट बतलां थां लगे
Center for Rural and Tribal Development NIT Agartala.
Kok eba tabuk to KOKBOROK ni je saitong laimani. Obono tebo forna bagai Tripura state government ni initiation no. Sir nor bob kahai nor ki satisfied ya.
Oro Tripura government to support khai tongo joto language no develop khana bagai. Orang government tam activities khai ro ang asu to saimaya. Fiaba no doubt every government joto government fiber kisa bisa help to khai nai support bo khai tongo. Hoyto ba baksa government kisa kabang help khai mano. Baksa government kisa funding ro kisa bisa rei mano oma haita.
Sir KOKBOROK eba Tripura language ni script ni issue no bahai mata.
Nai di script ni issue ka controversial issue. Aba angro saga angke angbo controversy klai thanai matongo. Fiaba Roman script by nungnadi oro puila tabu je record. Puila sini written record phaimanu khangke nung Roman script by puila sung mano do 1841 ni record the Tripura language or 1841 ni record manai nung 37 ta kok thai Sri Lanka nini Arthur Purvis fire nai oba apruk khoroksa army officer tongmani Chittagong hill track ni apruk mane undivided British India tongmani ta ha Okay, 1841, the account of Arakan, Journal of the Asiatic Society of Bengal, O Bijabo Mannai. Koro Maka 1837 Kokthai Sui Klang Thangabo, Obonka Roman script by. Obon Yaglo 1869, Captain Thomas Herbert Levin, T.U. Lin Hijagono, Bobo Sri Lanka, near about 175 Kokthai Sri Lanka. Obon Ulon in Anderson Fayo. के हंटर फायो सॉरी एंडरसन कैम्बल फायो कैम्बल पे के हंटर पे के निनी सिडनी एंडरसन ओबन उलो से निनी 1897 फायो निनी दौलत अहमद भाई मोहम्मद उमर ककबोरक मा हिसिमानी और खरंगनि तंगो दो खरसाया जों प्राय समय साव जे दौलत अहमद सिमी कक साव किंतु मोहम्मद उमर कक साया जों और एक्चुअली दौलत अहमद भाई मोहम्मद उमर खरंगनै अठर खलायो बयनो ककबोरक मा बबा के 1900 फाइकानि KOKBOROK मा हनेचिनि ठाकुर राधामोहन देबबर्मन बस श्रीलंका अबनि उलनि तासे कम्पाइलेशन खापिउका जॉर्ज एब्राहम ग्रियर्सन द लिंग्विस्टिक सर्वे खलाइनाय ओ रेकर्ड असुद्रामन नाय फ्रॉम 1841 इसिनि 1903 जरा रेकर्ड मानो हरो
नाय तने जो तो KOKBOROK ला
गांका अरनि ता केसे कक नों स्क्रिप्ट नि कक सामनि और आं स्क्रिप्ट नि इश्यूज बाय थाना मुसुंगिया फियाबा नाय 1841 टू 1885-86 जरा रोमान स्क्रिप्ट सुजाक पहिला बखांनि हिस्टोरिकल रेकर्ड के रोमान स्क्रिप्ट माननाय नों अबनि 1897 सिमिं खांके दौलत अहमद भाई मोहम्मद सुफरंखे सिमिके बांग्ला स्क्रिप्ट सुजागो राधामोहन ठाकुरबो बांग्ला स्क्रिप्ट नि सुइकलांगो बेयाव तासिनि 1903 नि लिंग्विस्टिक सर्वे नि जे जॉर्ज एब्राहम ग्रियर्सन नाव इंग्लिश रोमान स्क्रिप्ट नि सुजागो नाव बुद्ध स्क्रिप्ट यूज खाइजागो जागो के फियाबानि सामा के हाइसे जे स्क्रिप्ट इश्यूज अमो ताबुनि सिमिया बालक सकका के ओइ इश्यूज न जों एक्चुअली फाइनली जों सेटल खालामनांगौ ओ बिजाबो नायदे कायसा और माननाय स्क्रिप्ट दङ ओ स्क्रिप्ट खासिनि सुइक्रों one of the most intellectual group personality Ramjago, all sini sar all in Rolal Tripura, Sriklang money. Okay, Omtrono bus listen Kisha Naine Nango. Huh? Naina Nango. Okay, all script no Bahano, Swima Haimatoyan, Karon Nadi Chinto one nine canke, sini Osai rock. Osai is a tabis Swikanke, Tam Clanere once away. Suya the Burberry get there. Dignably. Sini sar all in Rolal Tripura Croxa, Osayung. Osayung means sesto. Auto cooked outside, okay? But cross outside plus of script is money, opening something, there is some close relationship, Tongmano. Just in the top of the Swede, Sweetaima, Rigdi, or Cocktail, Mia Kana or Asama Komianole. Or cocktails in the Swinasenka, upon Smino cocktail as a kind of sweet money. Opening Nango. Hedabana, okay? Therefore, sini outside of Nadi sweet money, Boroni, Tyro, Nana, back a sweet. Obu Obani relation Tongmano. Long historical relation Tongmano. Obu is saying Nanango. The or I talk about Bobini and Naman Bini Bizabo book long money. I talk in Clay Sweet Langhanga. And Adam Clay Hamakogia, Kitus Obana Tasha, refer Clay Nanango. What can we do? The Roman Maya, young Bangladesh except Climalia, Devanagari except Climaka, Sini own the Cook Gianni Borok Crocs as a sweet lang money. Obviously, nine nango. Filitation nango. Omankani, Koimong Sini, Nightoneta Hook the books on.
All language learning, loving person of knowledge in a Kasarmutam.
Language Hamzanai, Takuk the books on a can Kasamuka. Joto language is important. Or any language kaham, bini language hamia, bin language kaham, un language hamia. Or inferiority, superiority, musakari. Each and every language is very important. Joto language is important. Ang tini Thailand thangke ani makang Thai rogni somon bagi ano direct Thai base kok saukoro. Ang tini Vietnam thangke ani makang Vietnamese obo solman bagi ano direct Vietnamese kok base saukoro. Okay. Or nine name language barrier tongna ko gya. Each and every language is respect na nango, sirna nango, obokhan nango, mane nango, respect berna nango. Ke ani samuke haise language lover no. Sini language tabu je chung Tipra Kok, but Tripura Kok tabu je KOKBOROK hong moni. Obro chung taibu ma for nai. Young generation no chung ma tisanai. Bono chung encourage ma khlainai. Or partiality game thangke ingya. Kisa bukhana chung ma war nai. Bakal chung jesuk wari manai. Asung sini language no chung beskang tlang manai. Sini culture no tlang manai beskango. Nai ne kake jora jora ke chung narrowness phanogo. Narrowness ya. In depth chung research kai kake in depth habi chung research ma khlainai. Research kai gobeshona khlai tam ka hamane chung mati khlainai. Oro nini ani sini claim ni besing chung noita Tripura jat noita claim tong tabuk. By surname Tripura hago. Fiaba Bangladesh ke noita claim tong borok kaisano sui tongo Tripura jat Tripura surname sui tong lai joto. Obona claim na tong mani. Or tamkha India by March ulo 1951 bakau schedule tribe leso dair jamole obose sini borok sini season ulo borok tangkha amon ko buhine onon se history changkha nei chonglai tong laisio. Otoso schedule tribe leso bos just Tripura tribe ni kaisa hamna nang mani. Obone besi sini claim nokhran nang mani. Jamati ang thung riang thung following thung rupuning tomake nokhran nang mani. Obo historical mistake blunder khai jora banai dei. Ani roto to record tongbayo 1851 record 1951 record 1956 tasam correction khai rejang mani by the order of President of India gazette notification of tongbayo ani roto ang studies khai ka every document nang fill in ka o jaga mistake khai ka tasia bai ke nang kaisa jatini khagi ban alka tribe samri man baro riang alka tribe jamate alka tribe ne अब तो त्रिपुरा ट्राइब्स कैसे तंग बोले हिस्ट्रिकली कैसे से बोले लैंग्वेज कैसे नो जात कैसे नो हाँ बस नहीं मन फायो क्या और हिस्ट्रिकली ब्लंडर खाई जा क्योंकि तम का मोस्ट ऑफ द तब से इंटेलेक्चुअल ग्रुप होने रखो आफ्टर 50s नहीं उसे आशा होंगे बा बाक्सा के 58 50 60 70 बक्सा आशा होंगे बा मकल किया हुई खासी नहीं मले ओ मिस्टेक से नुक तंग का अमन को बुहिनी चुंग चले थंका है तो बना इंटरेस्टिंग और बेला इंटरेस्टिंग क्या अपनो So actually, naya nango sina nango actually. So that's a revive kind nango. Sini beskang tam past tam tong mani chun. Very interesting. Ang to studies kind of thang clear ang thangka mani tam tong mani. জাত বুতুং ত্রিপুরা জাত চিনি হানিবু ত্রিপুরা হা চিনি কবু ত্রিপুরা কক যেমন বাংলা জাত বাংলা হা বাংলা কক তামিল জাত তামিল হা তামিল কক উড়িয়া জাত উড়িয়া হা উড়িয়া কক ক্লিয়ার কাশেবেন পাইथांगो बर चिनि बो हायनो दं माने जों बर'नि बर' थांका बर'नि बर' जोंख्लां थांका very pathetic चिनि condition दं हाय ओके ओ dialectical variation किसे मिसे फैलाय मालाय आनी language आलका dialectical variation की चिनि सिमि देंबा जोंले hardly 10 10 12 लाख से 15 लाख से दं खसं अरो बै कोटि कोटि बरक दं न के 30 कोटि 40 कोटि जमन बांग्ला बुसु कोटि बरक बां दंखा international level more than 30 40 close to 40 crores dialectical variation तो तंगनाय नब्ले जैसे dialectical variation नंगनाय language निबसिं आसनो language रिचिंगो माने गनां खाउटा अबरन कंपेल खैनाबा synonyms antonyms नामै थेसरा जों सनामान ब्ले अरसे जों गनां खाब्ले नंले 1 लाख population बाय किसा dialectical variation फेलबाय अ आलका language इन थांगो अब नों बजागा थांग माने सगिनायबा एकदम ताव 10 लाख तंगनि 12 लाख तंगनि तक बांसो go back 100 years back nin population busuk tomoni ang to demographic profile studies khaikable thoroughly 1871 ni simi chenge 2018 garang demographic studies khaika ang to no khable population busuk tomam bachini 100 years back thanga ke not even 1 lakh apke ni difference tongba tamu difference phama haika alka language ni tikhlaba nang apun so very mane pathetic chini tabuk je nuk tomoni ta or the prevailing the nuk tomoni about very pathetic tau na din Tripura Kok theseng gosei mayang tong what is this Tipra sing saksana hnu jepro sing are nobai kontak phagang ke sanskrit sing Tripurang thangbo Tipra be Tripura tok synonym sing thangle Bangla be Bengali synonym sing hai Japan by Nippon synonym sing thang hai India by Bharat je kok the synonym sing hai or nung ta se etymology hne na tumna thangna hide historically well established identity na nori yang thang tong ba sing tabo ani bumung Debdula hardly 46-47 years ang kokthai ka hamjago na o kokthai the Tripura kokthai more than 2000 years old habai mane chini bisinga amon ka ang nai me ha de o kok amon ka hamjaga de kokthai no je jaga ani international level o kokthai ani well historically well established identity the French traveler thing the Portuguese thing the Arabian traveler thing banini the Chinese traveler thing o kokthai so sini level ba historically nale no Why, 1000 bosor sikang nisimi. Jeng boro thangba. O kokthai jeng mani maya. Ani bumung Debdula ke o kokthai ke bini kok bai bumung pharjaga de. Amon kang hamjok tong hai de. Ha? Amon kang hamjok na. Saka sindur bang kangi mano amon hamjago. Ang tabu dharma bang sense khlai mano amon hamjago ang. Whereas this term has come long back. Therefore in Christianity sa asaya ko kokthai phemani. Muslim dharma sa phaya ko. Even ke Buddhism su phaya ko kokthai asai tongpro je kokthai sini identity phai thangka obro sing noroi sing boro thangba tabu boi bang tong tang lang thang tong sini jat no sini mung no obo very interesting
sir nin sini mung kisa
angka ani sini mung ka Professor Debdula Tripura ang tabuk head of the department civil engineering and Agartala ni kabuni karibu ani ang tabuk coordinator center for rural and tribal development ekabun kariba tabuk taisa ana nodal officer khai rakha janjatiyo gaurav divas khainani plus apni olo ta hu kaisa betul malayang betul adi Actually, tahu tahu miani program tahu tahu sini Adi Karmi Yogi student chapter ni bano nodal officer khai rejak sini institute ni abo ka sini central ministry ni abo program Ministry of Tribal Affairs and Ministry of Higher Education ni program kau hai kino jeng tabuk samung senglai tongo kabang ma samung khaina bagai abo no saino nai tonai takuk tai bhuk sono taisa kholomo tayani hambaya foro
Now I would like to call upon
To our Dean, S.K. Patraji, Honorable Director, NIT Agartala.
He completed UPSC Forest Services examination in 1993 batch. After successful completion of the training in Indira Gandhi National Forest Academy as well as LBS NA Mussoorie, joined Tripura cadre as an Assistant Conservator Forest, and later he became DCF, CF, CCF and additional PCCF, and presently he is the Secretary of the Forest Department as well as Principal Chief Conservator Forest of the entire state, and he is the head of the Forest Force. And he has also been Central Deputation twice, once to look into the wildlife affairs of the entire northeastern states and Odisha and West Bengal and Sikkim for the forest diversion and non-forestry purpose. He had got experience of working with central agencies and export and import regulations of forest and wildlife products. He had experience in mining sectors, operation and environmental conservation. And the main objective to invite him as a chief guest, because the tribal and the forest, there is a good relationship. All forest policies are developed only for the tribal people, how their heritage, culture, their education, everything is cultured, and it is to train them, proper training, capacity building, everything is done by the Department of Forest. So he is the right person to be here. And next, I am telling the biodata of our Honorable Director, Professor Sharad Kumar Patra, passed from Burla Engineering College, Odisha, in the year of 1986. Then he completed. Then he joined as a. Then he completed MTech in NIT Raurkela and joined as a in the DRDO. Later, he has again come back to NIT Raurkela as a faculty, and he became there in different positions. And he was also in Dean FW and other Dean posts during that year. In 2017, he joined as the Director of IIIT Bhadodara, and he was there up to 2023, and he has taken the charge of Director in the year 2023, and he is here with us. Welcome, sir. So, this program was given by the Government of India, Ministry of Tribal Affairs as well as Ministry of Education to conduct a 5 days program for the protection of the tribal people and to know the glory of freedom fighters, tribal freedom fighters, Bhagwan Birsa Munda. In his name, his birthday is taken as 15th February. So every year since 2021, we are observing this day as Janajatiyo Gaurav Divas. And these 5-day programs is as instructed by the ministry. The first day, that was 11th, we had a already completed painting competition. Yesterday we had a program, cultural program, also in this auditorium, and today we are conducting the this 6th convocation of KOKBOROK certificate course, and tomorrow on 14th we will have a museum visit, and next day we will have visit to other places, and we will give Shraddhanjali to the freedom fighters of tribal people, and we will have a plantation program, seminar program, that is on 15/11/2025. So it is indeed a great honor and have you to here today, gathering mass a moment of pride and celebration for us in NIT Agartala. We recognize the efforts and achievement of the participants who have successfully completed KOKBOROK language course. This ceremony holds a special place among CRTD's initiatives, as it gives us opportunity to connect with our community, share our achievement, and outline our vision for future. The KOKBOROK language course approved by the Senate of NIT Agartala, and it was started in January 2017 with an intake capacity of 50 students for 1-year certificate program. The course is divided into 2 semesters. The first semester focusing on the script, grammar, history of the language, and second semester emphasizing verbal and speaking skills. I am pleased to announce that this batch is of 31 students have completed this certificate course this year in 2025. As you know, Center for Rural and Tribal Development was established in NIT Agartala in 2016. Later it has been extended with many members in the year 2018. With a vision extending the benefits of science and technology to the rural and tribal communities of Tripura, it is widely recognized that true national development cannot be measured by economic growth alone. It must also encompass environmental sustainability, socio-cultural progress, and human values. We have made MOU with Unnat Bharat Abhijan as per the instruction of Ministry of Education, and in the year 2019 April, the institute was declared as a regional coordinating institute under Unnat Bharat Abhijan. And in Unnat Bharat Abhijan, the science and technology can play a transformative role to improving the livelihoods and creating employment opportunity in the rural areas, particularly the tribal people. With a large segment of Tripura's population living in a below poverty line, skill-based training becomes vital to enhance the knowledge, efficiency, and income generations. Rural youth possess immense potential to shape the economic future of our state. Formal education alone, however, is not enough, so professional and vocational training is equally essential. In keeping with this vision, CRTD has launched several programs, among them the skill development training program in computer repair, masonry constructions, then mushroom cultivation, gardening, etc. Also, we have conducted Swachh Bharat summer internship program, where scholars have worked in the villages to promote the cleanliness and sanitation in the villages. The tree plantation drives and plastic-free campaigns, health camps also we have conducted to benefiting the numerous local residents. We have also secured 2.3 crores from Department of Science and Technology to do research and capacity building of the villagers from the seed department of DST for development for the cultivation and development of the spirulina algae, and which is a very profitable for the villagers. Say they can grow, it will be used as a feed, and also it is a proteinous material, can be used, and nowadays for organic foods it is coming one of the best product, this spirulina. The work is going on, and we have already received 2.3 crores from DST and our collaboration with ICR. So, besides, we have also received 2.8 crores from DST for the establishment of TBI, that is Technology Business Incubator at NIT Agartala, aimed at nurturing the startups among the students and other stakeholders, startups and entrepreneurship, of which 20% of the funds are earmarked for tribal communities. We firmly believe that sustainable growth stems from developing a sustainable human resource base. The world today is evolving rapidly, and to keep pace with it, we must equip ourselves with necessary skills, knowledge, and adaptability. It is our collective responsibility to contribute meaningfully to our society and nation. I am confident our recipients of this KOKBOROK certificate understand their responsibility to carry forward the spirit of learning, service, and innovation. May this day mark the beginning of greater achievements ahead. I wish all success, happiness, and bright futures to all the certificate holders. Thank you for all support and cooperation. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Professor Umesh Mishraji, for insightful and inspiring word. Now, we move on to a truly special moment of today's ceremony, the unveiling of a remarkable book that adds yet another milestone to the study of our language and culture. We are delighted to announce the release of the book titled The Tripura Language, Collection of Historical Records from 1841 to 1903 AD. Authored by Professor Debdula Tripura, a distinguished scholar, linguist, and passionate advocate of KOKBOROK and the indigenous heritage of Tripura. To officially unveil the book, may I now invite our esteemed dignitaries on the dais, our chief guest, Shri Ravindranath Kumar Samalji, IFS Principal Secretary and Principal Chief Conservator of Forest and HOFF, Government of Tripura, along with our guest of honor and Professor Umesh Mishraji, to kindly do the honors of unveiling the book.
Thank you, respected dignitaries, for unveiling this valuable contribution to Tripura's culture and heritage. Now I'd like to call upon Professor Rajiv Sahaji, Dean of Academic Affairs of NIT Agartala, to address us with his words of wisdom.
A very good morning, one and all. Namaskar. Khwam kha. I think this is another way of namaskar saying in KOKBOROK. Today's chief guest, Ravindra Kumar Shamalji, PCCF, Secretary of Forest, our beloved director, Professor Sharat Kumar Patra sir, Professor Umesh Mishraji, Chairman of CRTD, and my colleague Dr.Debdula Tripura, coordinator of this whole event, and most importantly, degree recipients, students, our students as well as the other members, and my dear faculty colleagues, press media together. So yesterday, day before yesterday, actually, I was signing the certificate just to share with you. In a very hard schedule, I was just signing the certificate. The important thing what I observed, that this is a credited course, and this is not a credited course, but this is a course where we used to give a prescribed certificate generated from our MIS, and we, if I'm not wrong, it is with the CGPA and SGPA, it is being well marked, and it is a 2-semester course, as sir has already mentioned. This is, I'm in this point of view, I'm really congratulating. This is the sixth convocation where we are going to give degrees, certificates to our students. So this is one of the milestone, I will say, for NIT Agartala to mark this event as one of the wonderful event. As our Mr. Sir has already mentioned, the diversified activities under the banner of CRTD, Center for Rural Tribal Development of Tripura. So this section, we believe, has doing number of activities across the year, and I believe coming days also under the ministry involvement, number of schemes are coming which will help to develop the socio-economical or demographic pattern of the tribal community, not only tribal community, for the as well as upliftment of our nation. So I'm not here going to speak much more thing. So one thing I can remember, I was just seeing, because day after tomorrow we are having another event. We are first time organizing the our curriculum revision workshop in the same auditorium, where number of persons are coming, academicians are coming over here. Will be a sharing thoughts process where we are going to develop our curriculum revision for the future days. So basically, if you see the national education policy of our country, which was evolved in 2020, the mission was set. If you see the mission and the milestones, it was being categorized in the form of holistic education, and the understanding is being represented by 6 M's: multi-entry, multi-exit, multi-mode, multi-institute, multidisciplinary, multilingual. So at this very hour or at this particular juncture, I would like to say, yes, NIT Agartala also striving his best to providing is all the 6 M's to covering, and specially marking this event, today's event of giving certificate in KOKBOROK course, which I believe that this is one of the multilingual approach out of this 6 M's. So we are struggling. We are trying to evolve, or you are trying to envision our curriculum in the form of all 6 MPs, which I believe to provide a holistic education for our country as well as for in general for NIT Agartala. So with this understanding and with these words, I would like to thank the organizers for arranging this convocation ceremony, and I congratulate all the graduates in the point of view of KOKBOROK certificate for the best in their life. Thank you. With these few words, I would like to conclude.
Thank you very much, Professor Rajiv Sahaji, for inspiring address. Now we come to the most awaited and joyous moment of today's convocation, the award of certificates to the successful candidates of the KOKBOROK Certificate Course 2025. To honor their achievement, may I now invite our chief guest, Shri Ravindra Kumar Samalji, to kindly present the certificate to the successful students. The name of the students will be announced by Professor Debdula Tripura ji.
Last tadi bilang. Ngomong sih ngomong. Okay, okay. Okay, go. Now I take this opportunity to announce the successful certificate recipients' names. David Chidambaram. Karak Burma. Thomas de Burma. Asif de Burma. Pahel de Burma. Panchali de Burma. Mavis de Burma. Mary de Burma. Russell de Burma. संतोष जीवन चकमा. Hasrang de Burma. शिव शंकर de Burma. Manisha de Burma. Suprit de Burma. Suma de Burma. Sahil de Burma. Johan de Burma. David de Burma. Ayan de Burma. Parendra Yang. Richika de Burma. Salka Debarma. Elian Debarma. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for awarding the certificates to all the successful candidates. Now, I would like to request our Honorable Chief Guest, Sri Ravindra Kumar Samalji, to come and give us an address of speech.
गुड मॉर्निंग टू ऑल. सबको मेरा नमस्कार. खुलुंखा, इफ आई एम करेक्ट. रेस्पेक्टेड प्रोफेसर शरद कुमार पात्र, डायरेक्टर NIT अगरतला, प्रोफेसर उमेश मिश्रा, प्रोफेसर दुलाल त्रिपुरा कोऑर्डिनेटर CRDT, and Professor Rajiv Saha, Honorable Dean Academic Affairs NIT Agartala, print electronic media, students, faculties, guests, ladies and gentlemen, I extend my heartfelt thanks and good wishes to you all. I really feel privileged to be invited to such occasion for doing such onerous job of delivering the certificates. It's very unique that NIT has established a center for rural and tribal development. NITs are the erstwhile regional engineering colleges were established for engineering and technical education of students in different regions of the country, so that there will be no dearth of skilled technical manpower in development of the country, both in public and private sector. They have produced numerous technically qualified engineers, scientists and entrepreneurs to work in different fields, and many have become successful entrepreneurs. It is needless to say that without the technical, engineering and scientific skills, development is possible, and to achieve the all-round development of any society, of our state and our country, technology is a must. We must all be well adapted, adopt the technologies that is available, both engineering and scientific, in technological field and in agriculture and animal husbandry or any other field where our life depends. NIT's works are quite commendable in this field. So far as rural and tribal development is concerned, the role of engineers, agriculturists, agricultural engineers, social scientists, teachers, religious preachers is absolutely required. We all as human beings are living beings with developed mental faculty. We are not animals, we have that faculty developed and live in a society and have physical, social, economic, emotional needs, and they have to be satisfied for a society with people living in a satisfied and reasonably developed economically, educationally and emotionally. This is required. And rural societies are simple, but they are in far-flung areas. The mainstream of the development it may not be everywhere possible to extend to the rural areas because of their locational difficulties. For this, we need actually small and medium enterprises with the technologies that will be applicable to that location, so that the people will adopt them, which the technologies are simple, and people with less of technical jugglery can handle them, and they can earn their livelihood for betterment of their society and betterment of their children. And for economic development, everything is available there. But we have to introduce this technology in rural areas so that they get best out of it. And for processing, for development of the rural areas, particularly in Tripura, why in Tripura? All over India, forest and agriculture sector also plays a great role. Forest, we harvest timber, minor forest producers are there. These minor foresters, local people they harvest, they have to be processed. They have to be processed and brought to the market so that they get a good price. Like in Tripura, bamboo is there. There are many seeds are there. Even one of the minor forest produce, that is called agar. Agar tree, this agar is produced out of that agar tree, and it fetches very good price. Means 1 kg even fetches 1 lakh rupees. And 1 liter of agar oil fetches around 10 lakh rupees. So if our people, tribal people or rural people who stay outside the city limits, they can cultivate this, and they can, if they can harvest these products and make many handicrafts products out of these agriculture crops, horticulture crop, forestry crops, that will fetch good price for them, and they will have good economic return with limited technological intervention, which they can easily, they can adopt, they can learn at those places with less dependence on the heavy machinery or heavy engineering skills. So through this Center for Development, Rural Development here, as Professor Mishra was indicating, they are really taking a good effort, good activity for in this line, so that the really whatever being taught here in the engineering or science and technology field, that is transferred to the rural masses where they can be practiced and people get benefit out of it. And there are many opportunities in forestry and forestry sector in the rural areas. Suppose jackfruit, pineapple, all these can be cultivated in the rubber also. Rubber, they can be processed here. If engineering skill, whatever is being taught here, if rubber producers are produced, they will fetch a good market. Bamboo handicraft, they fetch a good market. So you all have to, means young people and all the people, they have to work in this line. Here all the available facilities are. Tripura has very good climate. Tripura has for agriculture and forestry crops, and Tripura has now is now one of the educational hubs like NIT, this Agartala, and many other NITs and medical fields also, they have come up. If all these efforts are taken up, then people will get benefited. Both their health wise, education wise, technology transfer wise, and the rural areas will really be the economic hubs. And for this, of course, I must advise, nothing comes free. You must work hard. Without hard work, nothing comes in life. And like this, somebody, perhaps Mao Zedong, he told, you give me blood, I will give you freedom. So you have to work hard. And I must expect all the youths who have come here, who have qualified, and they will be just going to the field, completing their courses, they must not hesitate to work hard. and only hard work will pay. And with the qualification you have, the hard work combined, it will give you the result. So I expect all of you to go to the field and do hard work. You should not hesitate to do hard work. As far as training on KOKBOROK is concerned, it is still unique. Somebody may call ki why in Agartala NIT they are teaching this KOKBOROK. As we all know, any language is the medium of, basically it's medium of understanding, medium of communication. Being human beings, if we cannot communicate, then nothing will happen. If communication is better and if a successful man is there, you see all the leaders, they are the best communicators. And if we cannot communicate, then we will not be successful in life. Only thing is communication. So any language we are learning, that is a means of communication. When Britishers came, when they explored the world, they first learned the language of that nation so that they can communicate with people and they will know about their strengths, weaknesses. So that will be helpful. In this way, this KOKBOROK language, this is a language of Tripura. If you learn, because so many schemes of the central government are there, they have to be translated, they have to be transferred to the rural masses. Rural masses means in Tripura basically the tribal people. They speak sometimes only the KOKBOROK. And they may not be able to even speak the Hindi. So if you will learn the KOKBOROK and if you become the interpreter, so that you can transfer the technology, whatever you have learned, either in English, Hindi, whatever, so that you can convince the people that yes, this is this. Everything for their orientation, they are living in the society, their the way they live, the way they conduct themselves, and even including health and sanitation, any field you tell. So for betterment of their life, this KOKBOROK language, this will play a vital role. So I hope who have learned this KOKBOROK, that rather they will be advantageous in such situations to get a job or to bridge the gap in the development process between taking away the language barrier of Hindi and other speaking people who will not be able to communicate with the local masses. So I hope they will be successful in their venture, their career, and I wish them all success. And I wish also this Center for Development and Tribals here in NIT Agartala, it meets the objectives of the transferring and making the capability, increasing the capability of the students, rural people, whoever is coming here, so that they develop and the objectives of the government, of the state government, central government is fulfilled. And I thank again this director NIT Agartala and all the faculty for their interest in inviting me here. And I thank you all for giving your time, for your patient listening to me. Thank you all again. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, Shri Ravindra Kumar Samalji, for your inspiring and motivational address. Now, it is our honor to invite a dynamic leader, a distinguished academician, and the guiding force behind all the achievement of NIT Agartala, Professor S.K. Patra, Honorable Director, NIT Agartala, to deliver presidential address.
Good afternoon to you all. Mr. Samal, the Chief Conservator of Forest, the chief guest of today's event, Professor Rajiv Sir, the Dean of Academics, Professor Tripura and Professor Umesh Misra, the champions of the CRTD of our campus, our young boys and girls, students and others present here, including my faculty colleagues. It's very interesting to see the opening and release of the book authored by Professor Debdula. It includes collection of many records. Now, it is also interesting that the KOKBOROK language officially till now doesn't have a formal language or formal script for expression, and currently Bengali and English are being predominantly used for writing text with this. But what it signifies? It signifies that the language is old. People have communicated with this language, but possibly people did not find it necessary to document this language and use it as a formal documentation mechanism. And that's how tribals lived in their life and worked on it. Now, I congratulate Professor Tripura for his work for the society and this achievement. Now, if we look at today's world, we are moving from a predominantly rural society to a urban society. When I was a child, around the age of 10, 12, even till 15 years of age, I used to visit my relatives in village. I lived most of my life in Rourkela, and Rourkela is also a tribal region. And interestingly, the region belongs to the area where Birsa Munda was born. And in fact, Rourkela has a stadium named after Birsa Munda ji. And there is a crossing which is called Birsa Munda crossing. So the name Birsa Munda to me has been synonymous from my childhood, from the day I started to gain consciousness, go to school, move around the city and all that. The other side, if you look at the social side of these effects. Now, if you look at the world and if you look at the tribal areas, there is a striking difference between the two. Now, what is it? Look at nature and how much we draw from nature. And today we talk of technical terms like carbon footprint, energy conservation, pollution and all that. And everything of this is related to how much we drain from the nature. Because every second we live depends on nature, whether it is air, whether it is water, whether it is food or anything that we do. Now, what it means is conservation of nature is important, and today we are looking at curriculum and courses which looks at things like circular economy, environmental science, non-conventional energy and everything, a large number of things of that type. Why is it that we are looking at it? Primarily, the world has moved so far, our dependence on energy has become so high and the waste we produced is so much. Managing those things is gradually becoming difficult. Waste management and resource management are two things that the world has a bigger challenge, and the engineers have a still bigger role to play in order to conserve and work on it. Today we see solar energy, we see wind energy, we see different forms of renewable energy. Now again, when we combine the lifestyle of Janjati or the tribal people with these parameters, we find the energy consumption of the tribal people is much less compared to energy consumed by the elite or the socially people who are socially more advanced or who have got better or superior or economically who are considered to be superior in today's world. World also treats that as a parameter. The world treats a country to be an advanced country when the country consumes more energy. A country where per capita consumption of energy is higher, that country is considered to be more advanced than a country where per capita consumption of energy is lower. This is what I read in my childhood. But today, the world is changing. How it is changing? The world today says how you live with less energy, how much is the carbon footprint. Again, how is carbon footprint related? Because energy in earlier times was primarily from coal or petroleum, which is a carbon product. So today we are looking at lower carbon, low carbon energy, solar energy, renewable energy, and other mechanism. Of course, the world is moving towards newer energy forms like hydrogen energy, and it is said once you have hydrogen energy portable and used, probably will not feel dearth of energy. Possibly, the same sentence was said about 100 years before when coal started to be used as a primary source of energy. So, everyone who is sitting in front of me, remember, your grandchildren would be looking at a point where solar energy may not be a renewable energy, and there could be some issues coming up with that energy as well. And that's where innovation works and engineers work towards these innovations. Now, one more factor. Many of you today probably haven't experienced a village life. Now, why I am telling it is, I lived in a small town, Rourkela, for most of my life. I worked there, I studied there, my parents lived there, and around the age of 8 or 10, I went to my village with my son. That is the first time probably I took him to village when he had started to gain consciousness of society, consciousness of environment and everything. We walked along, we came to near a pond. He was worried. He asked me, what is this and why is it used and why there is such a big water body? Similarly, when we walked on the road, the roads were either concrete roads or non-pakka roads. He asked, how come the roads are like this? Why there are no blacktop roads? Now, you would also experience this. You would also experience this after 30 or 40 years when you go to your village after a long time with your family and your children are studying somewhere, not in the village, not in the tribal region, but in a metropolitan city like Bangalore, Delhi, Bombay, or even a middle tier city like a state capital. Now, working in a circular economy where the economy fits itself and working towards conservation of nature is important for all of us. And green energy is becoming more popular today because green energy reduces carbon footprint. World is trying to move towards conservation in different aspects. With increase in population, enhanced urbanization, construction of buildings, multi-storied apartments, these have started to create threat for society and environment. Today's engineers, today's scientists, you have a responsibility to work towards it and find out methods by which this can be circumvented. And if you can work on that, that would be the best tribute to the Janjati of this country. So, in a nutshell, when we look at these events, these remind us of older times which we say the world was not advanced. But again, look at the inner thought. Was it advanced or today we are advanced? In which way we are advanced, and where we should look back and improve in our work so that the world becomes a better place to live in, and the world, and it is popularly said, we haven't inherited the world, we have simply borrowed it for our children. And the day we can do the full justice to this, it would be the brightest day and a great tribute to all the Janjatis of this world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor S.K. Patraji, for addressing us with your words of wisdom. At last, I would like to call upon Professor Debdula Tripura sir to come and give us the vote of thanks.
A very good afternoon to one and all. Before I deliver the word of thanks, I would like to share a bit about this compilation. The name of this compilation is the Tripura language. In the year 2019, I happened to get one research project from Tribal Research and Cultural Institute, Government of Tripura. There was around 5 lakhs rupees. So the project was on to study the demographic profile of the scheduled tribes of Tripura from 1901 to 2018. So that report has been submitted, and that is yet to come out as in a form of book. It is in press. So while doing that research, being a student of engineering background, an engineering professor, going into the social science, the history and anthropological part, at the very beginning it was really tough for me what to do. The words, the sentences I was finding out to write down. Because as we all know that swimming in the downstream side is much easier than swimming on the upstream side. Actually, my case was something like I was swimming on the upstream side, and it was very tough. No resource. Finding the demographic profile was very tough. In India, the demography study or the census, it began in the year 1871. That is why every census year it comes one, you see, every 10 years. So the beginning year was 1871. I went to census office, many libraries, government offices, but it was not so easy to get it. I couldn't find. But lastly, Google is the hub. So where I could get a lot of documents. And lastly, I could collect all the records starting from 1871 till 2011 census report of the scheduled tribes of Tripura state. And I could compile it. And all the original records I do have. I think I'm much richer at this moment than many of the libraries owned by state government at this moment. So of course, it was not an easy task. But apart from that, my interest was also something, it was also diversified in another direction, you see. Compiling these books. My part of that research was to compile the demographic profile. But I'm bringing out the historical records of the books. And of course, while going through these, I have gone through close to about 300 references. Some of the books, it comprises around 800 pages, 1000 pages also. Finding out the record in 800 pages, in scanned copies, it was really tough. Some books I could search it out, but in some books, you cannot search it in a PDF file. You cannot search the word. You have to scroll down each and every page and go through where is that those related things. That was a really rigorous process I have gone through. And while going through it, I could collect the map of Tripura also. That dates back 1553, the original maps. I have around 34 maps down the line. Those are all original maps that were drawn by the cartologists of the France, Portuguese. While going through all these books, I have gone through this Aini Akbari that was written by Abul Fazl Alami during the time of France traveler Jean-Baptiste Tavernier, 1641. It was recorded in 1676. It was written down in English by John Phillips in 1686. In that particular record, I could find that he was a merchant. Tavernier was a merchant, a French merchant. He has mentioned clearly that the Tripura kingdom had gold deposition. And this gold actually is to be exported to China in his record. I wonder, kahan ye gold ho sakta hai? But no research has been done. I don't know the historians and nothing has come out so far. But I could find it out. The record of 16th century, 17th century ka record. I could find it out. And he met with two merchants of Tripura merchant. They had some good party in Patna also. What type of brand of wine they have used in those days, clearly mentioned in this record. Yes. It's very interesting. But the historian in Tripura, we are lagging behind to explore all these historical things. I have gone through various books, as I've mentioned, close to 300 references. Ptolemy, Huensang, Ivan Batuta. जहां मिला वहां मैं ढूंढना शुरू किया. I have searched here and there everywhere. Wherever I found it. ऐसा भी किताब क्या है कि I have searched and searched, I couldn't find anything there. I have gone through that books also. But luckily I could get a lot of things. And this is actually one of the outcome of that. Till date, I could find out 1841 is the oldest written record of Tripura language. Actually, the name of our language is Tripura language historically. It is not actually KOKBOROK. It is Tripura language. The term Tripura, actually we ourselves call us as Tipra. Because every civilization, in the first chapter you can find out, in this book, I have written down, that is, the first chapter is my contribution. The remaining actually is a collection of the historical records. Every civilization you can find out, like Mesopotamian civilization, Egyptian civilization, our own Indus Valley civilization. Every civilization, it takes place by the side of the river. So our Tripura civilization also, it took at the bank of the river Brahmaputra, the present day Brahmaputra. It's very interesting. And my research is still on in this field. It's very, very interesting. And how the Tipra, we call it Tipra or Tilaupra. Actually, the name of the Brahmaputra actually is also known as, historically, much before than Brahmaputra term, it is known as Tilau or Dilau. Ti means water, Lau means long river. Who is not only dynamic, his mind and his heart is very, very good. From my experience, I have been serving this institute for last 20 years. I have found present director as the most adorable, particularly for me. I don't know for others. He's a very good person, very supportive, very cooperative, very understanding. आज भी मैंने बोला कि सर CRTD का कोई सीट फंडिंग नहीं है, पिछले करीब 9 साल हो गया हमारा, तो कम से कम थोड़ा बहुत 10-15 लाख देने से सर कम से कम ईयरली कुछ हम कर सकेंगे. सर ने राजी हो गया, उसके लिए सर we are very much thankful. Please give a big clap. Thank you very much, sir. And we hope to get a lot more support from our director, sir. Really, to have this kind of personality in our campus is we are really blessed to have. I am also thankful to Rajiv sir, Dean of Academic Affairs, for sparing his valuable time and giving us this moment with us. Thank you, sir. And of course, I must thank my chairman, Professor Umesh Mishra ji. Thank you, sir, for cooperating, for guiding us in every respect. जब हम लोग दूसरे रास्ते में चला जाते तो सर बुला के लाते हैं कि इस रास्ते में चलो, रास्ता दिखाने के लिए सर we are very much thankful once again. ऐसा ही हमें गाइड करते रहिए ताकि हम भी और आगे बढ़ सके. And I must thank all my students, the degree recipients. Without your presence, without your participations, this program is almost incomplete. And wish you all the best and good luck for future endeavor. And of course, we know that this hall is very big hall, and I must thank all my students participants for filling up these halls and accompanying us to make this program a grand success. With your kind support and smiling faces, this program, I find that is really a successful one. And of course, I must thank the media persons for covering this today's event, who have come all the way from Agartala and different other places also. Thank you once again, and we hope that this news will come out in a colorful manner after a short while. Thank you once again. And I must thank all other helping hands who may not be seen in the hall, but they have cooperated us, the account sections, the HODs, deans. They have really helped us in supporting this program, in organizing this program. And last of all, I would like to convey my heartfelt thanks to my CRTD team members for your kind cooperation and support. Last but not the least, my active volunteers who have worked day and night. Without your support, this program couldn't have been a successful one. So hope to see you all with full vigor and support in the forthcoming programs also. So with these few words, once again I thank you all. Thank you.